Hello guys, I am Thanos Toliopoulos, I am from Greece and I haven't participated as a protagonist in a Hollywood movie.
Hello and welcome to...
Don't sound so tired.
Okay, this is Indie Not Films. We're doing another episode of Haven't Made It Yet.
Yes, and this one will be a little bit different because Hayden and I are on a trip in Europe. Part of our kind of mission for going on this trip was to kind of get an insight into the film industry abroad. Throughout that mission, we met somebody from Budapest, which was our real goal, is getting into the Budapest film industry. But we've also met a guy that works in Greece as a background. He does background in Greece.
His name is Thanos. He was right. Thanos was right, everybody.
We agreed you wouldn't make that joke.
But now I have to.
We'll cut that part out.
No, when you edit this, you can cut it out.
All right. I help with the podcast.
You're good.
I title the Google Drive folder.
Well, we have Thanos here,
episodes.
But we have a dog about to.
No, quick before he comes down.
We have a video format of this episode. Oh, damn it!
My leg.
Video format of this episode is going to be available on YouTube. Please shut up. Okay, let's get to it.
I guess just to get it out of the way before we do our normal intro, we're here with Thanos, who we've met at a hostel here in Budapest. We were looking at being in a cafe, and that didn't end up working out. So now we found a random building in the middle of the city, a business building, which has the acoustics of a cathedral, and we've set up shop here.
But so far, it's sounding good. So we'll see how it actually functions in the edit. But I think these mics are doing pretty good. We're doing a little first visual function of the podcast because why not? Win in Budapest. So yeah, we're currently tell us a little bit of our story, how we got here, what we're doing now, and then we'll get to Thanos and why you're here and what you do.
I mean, we're originally we wanted to go to Budapest to kind of get an idea of what the film industry here was like. Or is like. It's kind of the film hub of Europe, and we're in the process of finding somebody to interview for that as well. But on our way there, on the way to finding this person, we ran into Thanos at the hostel that we're staying at, and we'll hear a little bit more about what Thanos does in the film world. But Budapest is a film hub of Europe, and on our journey to find out what film is like, or how people are doing film and interacting with it all over the world. We've decided to take on Budapest.
And good luck with that. And good luck with that.
Yeah.
And I hope that you share your secrets with us so that we learn more about this industry here and how it works.
We want to know a little about you and like the industry you work in. So like start off with where you're from and kind of how you got into what you do, the business that you do.
Okay, yes. So I'm from Greece. I was born there. I'm staying there. And in Thessaloniki specifically, it's the second largest city in Greece. Beautiful city. And I got in the industry of filmmaking quite last year. It happened almost a year from now. When I was sitting with a girlfriend, an ex-girlfriend. She was my girlfriend back then. And we were walking. I made some fun making some faces, and she told me, how did you do that? And then you're back to normal. She told me, why don't you apply to some acting applications? There are some acting applications that you can that I can show you. And she showed me, and all of a sudden I was playing in Hollywood as an extra, as a background actor. Yeah.
Yeah, explain some of the lines of work that you've done in the last year, like any highlights?
Well, the first movie was really nice. It was my first experience, so it was an amazing experience. I was playing a CIA agent, and we were like 30 to 40 people, women and men, all with costumes, and it was really good. It was the first time that I participated in such a movie, and you get also to see how things go. That the director, the cameras, where they are, and whenever it's your first time, it's always a good time to see how things go. Yeah. The second one, the second movie, it was with Jamie Foxx. I was in a scene with Jamie Foxx. It was at night, not during the day. We started after midnight.
On his demands.
I don't know on whose demands. I think it's the directors.
Yeah.
I think that he makes the plans. Yeah. It was also a really good experience. We had fun. We were a bit tired when it got, at 5 or 6 a.m. because we left at. The sun came out and then we left. It was also a really nice experience. Jamie Foxx is a funny guy.
Yeah, I
he
bet.
likes to have fun. Yeah, his manager or his friend, I don't know who he was. He was with him, and he had a backpack, and his backpack had speakers inside the backpack. I mean, they were. This backpack was with the speakers, and it was music, and it was really cool. Yeah. And the third movie was actually before I came to Budapest. Dirty Angels is the movie. The director is Campbell. He also was director for 2 James Bond movies, and also for Zorro with Banderas. Cool. Yeah.
So you're pretty fresh into this industry, but it sounds like you've already had a ton of experience kind of moving left and right in this field. You growing up as a kid, did you ever see that this was a path that you wanted to be in?
Mm-hmm. Well, what I can say to you is that when I was in preliminary school, elementary school, I was playing in small theaters and I had the protagonist role there. And I remember my mother and her friends saying, "Look at this little kid. He plays it so well, and he makes us laugh. But he doesn't laugh. He still has his role, and he's playing it." That's my only experience. Yeah, I've always, and all my teachers used to tell me, "Don't waste time. Go and be an actor." But I never thought of it. I never took it seriously, let's say.
So you did a little bit of film or related stuff, acting as a kid, and then afterwards, what did you do? What did you get into? What background are you coming from?
I've tried many jobs. The jobs that I also do now is I'm a DJ, part-time DJ, in the summer mostly, in weddings, in parties, and a little bit of a YouTuber, which is also good. I like freelancing things. I like to have free time. I'm not a man that has a program. Yeah, like okay, you have to have a program when you play music. You have to be at that time, but not the regular one, which every day you have to wake up this time, go there, do things you perhaps don't like so much in order to get paid for it. So.
Yeah. So then, your friend told you have a knack or an ability to act, and then you got into that. What's the process of getting into these movies? How do you start?
Okay.
In Greece?
Okay. It was actually really easy. It will sound, and it was really easy, because there is this Facebook page. My friend showed me this page, and he told me whenever they upload an application, I will tell you, I will send you the link so that you apply. So she sent me the link. I just applied there, and they told us to be like the next or the day after tomorrow to be at that place at that specific time, and there I was just playing in a movie. All of a sudden, yeah, and that's it. Yeah.
Always Facebook. It's kind of like that in Los Angeles too.
Okay.
I mean, we have companies where you sign up and they find the jobs for you, but there's a lot over Facebook too.
Yeah.
And even when we traveled to, Hayden wasn't there, but when I went to Oklahoma, that's how I found people too to work with. Just Facebook forums,
Okay.
It's so casual.
Yeah, it's so casual. What I've learned, I think is that if you want to play as an extra, Facebook is really nice. But if you want to get a role, or maybe if you want to have a small to talk like a line, then you have to research and you have to have an account in websites. There are some websites where they upload you have your profile, but there are also castings.
Oh yeah, okay.
And you can have an audition. Maybe if you apply, maybe then they send you self-tape, they send you a small role and they say you can do this line and record it and send it back to us so that we see if you fit for this role. I've done this actually twice at home with my camera. I recorded and I sent the application. Yeah.
So that's the next thing that you're kind of getting into, doing that more.
Yeah. That's what I have in mind. But it's always good to play as a background actor because you actually are on the set with this famous director, with this famous actor, actress, and this whole thing starts to get inside you, you know. It's like now the third time that I was playing this terrorist guy, it felt kind of normal to me, you know. Your mind makes it normal. And then as time goes by, I will still play as an extra. I will send my application again. I mean, because every time you have to send your application.
Do you have a role that you feel like you would want to play in the future, or something that you're hoping to shoot towards?
Good question.
That's why we're here.
I really like to funny roles. Like when they put a wig on me in the last day of the shootings on Sunday, the last Sunday, I was making some funny faces and stuff, and a girl there told me that I reminded her of Jim Carrey.
Oh, cool.
So I would like a role where I can be, you know, very expressive and doing funny stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, make people laugh.
Yeah. But I think I can also be serious and, you know, have this look where you need to be like maybe, I don't know, a mafia guy and, different kind of roles. I want to try everything, you know. So.
Yeah, that tends to be where comedy leads. I've noticed that a lot of people, do you know Saturday Night Live, SNL? In New York.
But it's live.
It's like comedy, sketch comedy kind of stuff.
Okay.
They do it every Saturday.
Okay. And it's live.
But all these, it's live, and comedians perform and do little comedy bits. But I noticed a lot of these people in the last 10 years before they would be in Saturday Night Live, now they're doing dramas. Now they're doing very like serious roles and almost using their experience as a comedian to influence them being like this tragic villain, or it's just a cool kind of pathway.
I get the idea. Yeah. How's it going? Are they good with it?
There's some pretty good ones. I mean, Bill Hader, for one name, he's doing this really cool thing of like kind of branching. Like it's not comedy, but it's also not drama. It's somewhere in the middle.
Okay,
but,
I see. Yeah, but there are some actors that you connect them with being funny. I don't remember the name of this actor anyway. And when you see them in a more serious role, it doesn't quite add up. It doesn't quite feel natural, you know. Then there are some others that they can play comedy and they can play drama really, really well, and you can see them on both sides. And then there are the badass actors where you can only imagine them like with guns and beating people and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had somebody we interviewed a while ago. She was a Cherokee. Do you know Cherokee, the Native American? It's like the tribe.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it? Like with the
no.
Well, yeah, just one of the Native American tribes. And her, she was like also a filmmaker. And to her, it was very important to have her culture be part of her work and what she wanted to do.
Okay.
And I kind of thought of this question because I was just in Germany, and my family members are always complaining about all the German content. Even the stuff made by the Germans is always about war, and it's always really sad. And there's like a lack for like a comedy, like good comedy, and that would be different for every country. But do you have something that you see about your country, Greece, and something that you want to add to the body of Greek work, so to speak, as an actor, or do you just want to make people laugh at all costs? Is there something connected to your culture and your goals?
For the time being, my focus is to get roles and to be as good as I can in these roles. And maybe after you do this 1, 2, 3, 4 years, then maybe you start thinking this way. Okay, I am from there. What can I add to my you know. So for now, it's only focus in roles for me. Yeah. And do as good as I can in roles.
Yeah, I mean, you just started, you know. So
Yeah, exactly.
You have to kind of build to that before you can have choice in the matter. You know, even that's a luxury.
Because I think this is a step that's a later step. Yeah.
But have you noticed because I'm not too familiar with Greek filmology and the television there, have you noticed any similarities throughout what Greece puts out in television and movies?
Well, it's mostly TV series, not films. They're mostly TV series. And these late years, these past 5 years, mostly these series are for war and for First World War, for the Second World War. And they always have this drama put inside so that you feel how it was back at that era, which is not so back in time, but it's so far away from us, from our mind, you know, because we've never experienced something like this.
You don't feel connected to it? Or?
When you see a film or a series like this, I feel connected. Yeah, it's just that in real life, this era was so close. It's like 2 generations behind, but it's also so far away from us. Because we've always lived free with no war at where we stay, and it's you only get to see these things in movies. Hopefully, it will be this way.
Remain
also.
that way, right?
It will remain this way. Yeah.
Come on, Ukraine.
I have a funny story from the last movie that I was in. Can I share it with you?
Totally.
It's really fun. Yeah. So the director Campbell asks for 3 people from us, from the extras, to have a scene where we are supposed to go down. We were actually the shootings were inside an abandoned building. It was supposed to be this warehouse with terrorists from Afghanistan, and there were guns there. Some were fake, some were airsoft. And we were supposed to, these 3 guys of us, we were supposed to go down a ladder and also make a little bit of jump, like from the 2nd or the 3rd step, so that it's a little bit more, cinematic or, intense. So that this actor, Eva Green, she's really famous. She's also played the girl of James Bond in one of his movies.
Oh, cool.
And she was supposed to go up the ladder 1 or 2 steps, and then she was supposed to see us, and then she was supposed to go back, because all women in Afghanistan, they're afraid of men, and we are supposed to just pass by without even looking at her, you know. So we start rehearsing it, and there is Eva that goes up the stairs, but she's looking down because she was wearing this, how is it called? It's burqa in Greek. It's that you hide
like
all that you hide everything of your head, and you only have your eyes uncovered. So she was looking down because it's very difficult, as we were told by the production, that it's very difficult to see everything. Right. Yeah, and also I was going down the steps, and I was kind of thinking of jumping, so I was looking down to the steps. Yeah, because it was a weird kind of step. It was and so I jump from the 4th step, and there is Eva going up. So I'm in the air, I look up, and I'm seeing Eva going up, and then she looks at me, and it's like I'm in the air, and I'm saying, okay, now we're screwed.
And she only sees like a fraction of you coming.
Yeah, what is this coming on me, you know?
Yeah.
So I bump into her, and I push her, and if things remain this way, she will fall down, because I jumped and I was on her and she was going to go down. And I jump and I hit her, and what I do is immediately I grab her from somewhere around the shoulder and her breasts, and I keep her back so that she doesn't fall. And I'm saying, okay, now the director is going to, I felt, kind of, and I'm saying, okay, now the director will come and say, okay, this guy, she just goes home. And he comes to me, and I'm saying, oh, what is he going to tell me?
Do it again.
And he tells me, no.
Take two.
He tells me, okay, are you okay? It's fine, it's fine. If are you okay? Yeah, everything is okay. Let's do this again. Do this, not the jump and on her.
No
but,
grab.
Let's do the shooting again. Yeah, it was kind of funny. Yeah. So I have this story to tell that I fell on evergreen. Yeah.
Focusing on like Grease film, I was kind of going to sidetrack a little bit with just wanting to get kind of how it was for you to grow up in Greece and like kind of maybe talk about your childhood a little bit and how your family was like. Anything you kind of want to go in that direction?
Just because a lot of people listening here just don't know what it's like at all. You know, that people think Greece, old temples, that's probably it. They don't know what the life is like, and we're trying to kind of flush that out so people can put into context when you say you're in a movie now, what that really means. Somebody coming from Greece, you know.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Well, these old temples and these, in Greece it's full of archaeological places to visit, but it's kind of a regular life. Growing up, it was kind of my family. We grew up in the suburbs of the center of Thessaloniki. We weren't in the center, so it was kind of, I felt it was kind of like a village, as I say, but it's not. It's in the suburbs. It's the second largest after Athens. Yeah, but I get it that people know Athens, that they know Mykonos also.
Yeah, we got
that they know Santorini.
Athens, Sparta.
Sparta, you know Sparta from the movie. Yeah,
From
if it wasn't the movie.
Americans will just think Sparta, Athens, the two are fighting.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, because of the ancient years. Yeah, this used to happen a lot. Yeah. Okay.
Not us though. Not us. We're
Very educated.
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah.
But before this movie, 300, Sparta was not. You didn't even know Sparta, right?
So for me, we learned about, you did a little section on every country, and then because Greece has is so important to the modern world, because the kind of democracy kind of started there, we cover that, and then that kind of leads into the Sparta-Persia thing. I learned this all in school.
Yeah.
And then Greece drops off.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to go into, like, give us the rest of the history of Greece after, the Sparta, break it up. But, I don't know, just kind of giving, let's go to high school right now. Let's get a day in the life of you going to school. What would you do with your friends, and where would you go out to hang out?
Well, in high school, we went to school. And then also we had private school in the afternoons. It's a common thing in Greece, where you are in high school to have some extra lessons that you pay for. Your parents, actually. They pay for it so that you get better in this. You learn more about this. So you're supposed to be more careful there in order to learn things, because your parents are paying, so it's not for education for free. But when we first started going to the city, we were going to internet cafes, we would grab coffee and we would play games.
Okay.
Like Battlefield.
Yeah.
Like, of course, Counter-Strike.
Yeah. That's cool. So I just got back. I was with some friends in South Korea in like internet cafes, PC bongs. Super cool. That's what they're called.
What's that?
The internet cafe. That's what they're called in Korea. But
but they also have it live there.
Everybody's doing it.
So you said you were in plays when you were younger. Is that something private that your parents pay for you to be in these plays, or was that through the regular school?
You have your regular school in the morning, and then in the afternoon, for some lessons like math, in a private school where we are like 4 or 5 students there, to make extra lessons about the same things,
just more,
but more of it. Yeah. But then also about English. I mean, I've been going to English private lessons since I was a kid, and I had my proficiency in the Michigan.
So, but where is the theater part come in? Is that through your normal school? You said you were in plays.
Yes, it was it was in normal school, but it was in the beginning of my school years. What's the name of the school? The first
elementary.
Yeah, the one that is 6 years. Yeah. That was when my teacher, she gave me the first part as a protagonist. That was when year after year after year, for like 5 or 6 years, I always had the protagonist role. And I actually remember, I have short memory of people laughing down the audience and me just, keeping my part of it and not laughing together and stuff. So that's when teachers told me and my mother that, he should be an actor, just follow this. Yeah.
Is theater big there? Like, do people
There
go
are
to
big
theater?
theaters. There are also small theaters. In the ones that we used to play, it was school theater, so it wasn't that big. Yeah.
Oh, I keep saying big, and which is like a big popular thing in Greece.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep saying. Remember earlier when I said? and you were like, "What's big
Okay.
mean?"
Now I get it. To me it's kind of popular. Yeah. There are some times where I want for a month to go and see all the plays that are in Thessaloniki at that time. But I also want to go to Athens to Epidavros. It's amazing. You are in the center and you speak like this, and all these people can hear you around. Yeah. It's so good in the acoustics. It's great. But I've only seen it, without there being a play. It was built from the years of ancient Greece. Yeah.
Well, I think that's where theater's from. Like, I think Greece invented.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. This is totally a side off. I'll hand it off after this. But what do the Greek people think about America? When you think America, what do you think? What do people think of?
Okay.
McDonald's?
No. When you think of America, it's like nostalgic. Even though you haven't been there, you have seen so many pictures of it in movies that it's just like you have been there. So every Greek person wants to visit. At least visit, you mean? At least visit, maybe even if they can stay. Of course, first comes to mind New York. It's supposed to be the center of the world, you know?
Gangster movies. Gangster movies.
Yeah. And many more movies. And all the way around the US,
Yeah.
So when you think of the U.S., you think of a country that's making the norm. That's let's say it's whatever happens there, we know that that it will come to us later. To Greece, let's say.
Trend setting.
Yeah, like the trends. Yeah. Because from material stuff like. You get the cars, we get the same cars. You get the phones, same phones come to Greece. But from trend, it's a different kind of thing where it has to start from the US and then it comes to... Yeah, we actually have a lot of influence from the US.
Yeah. Germany's like that too.
Yeah?
Yeah. What movies do you think of when you say there's nostalgia through movies? What movie comes to mind? First movie? American movie.
American movie?
Yeah.
It's romantic. I like romantic movies. I like comedies and because I don't want, even though I participate in movies that we have guns and we're supposed to be CIA or terrorists or whatever. I think of I can't tell you a specific movie, but I think of a girl walking down New York and then a guy getting into the cab trying to get to her. Things like that. Yeah.
So like every romantic movie ever.
Yeah,
How I Met Your Mother.
The last I saw and I really enjoyed was Sleepless in Seattle. And I watched it 2 months ago. I hadn't watched it, yeah. Also the one where, this is in London, sorry. But it's Notting Hill, yeah. With Julia Roberts, where she's supposed to be an actress and famous and the guy is just a regular guy.
I love the concept of you saying it feels nostalgic even though you've never been there.
Yeah.
Like that's the power of cinema in itself, where it's like it's this kind of sorry to go into weird film terms, especially in English, but a liminal space of like you feeling like you've been to this place, that you've had these feelings, that these people, even though it's all a facade.
It's only, except if it was in my previous life and I don't really remember it.
Yeah,
but I'm not an indigo child.
But that's that's the power of art, and that's kind of why we go into this.
Isn't it
this
so
medium.
powerful?
Yeah.
That you let's say that if I go now to New York, I will look at things and in a way I will feel wow, but in another way I'll feel like, whoa, I've seen this.
I've been here before,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've seen this, yeah. It's,
Really cool.
yeah, really, really cool, yeah.
We were talking earlier about trying to be a creative, but also trying to do it as a job, trying to like make a living
yes.
from it.
Yes.
And kind of explain where you as an actor, how you want it to be played in your career, in your life.
In general, I don't want to do things in my life only to get paid for them. I don't want to give my time in order to get money for it. So I want to participate concepts that I like, also experiment, and I think that making it as a career will come naturally. I don't want to push it, Let's try this, let's find another casting, let's search for more, let's go to this exhibition, everything, if it comes natural and if we are chill, things get better and better. And about this creative kind of thing, I always try to be creative, because if you are creative, you feel like you're really living. If I'm doing things that I don't like, I don't want to be bored. And in this life, we don't really have to be bored, because there are so many things to do. And you could also fail in something that you don't like. So why not fail in something that you really like?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's not, for me, it's not failing. For me, it's trying again and trying again, but having a good mood while trying it. Not like saying, okay, how am I going to do this? And if you want to support yourself economically, okay, then maybe you have some job that you don't really want to be, that you want it to end, but at least it gives you the freedom to live your life and also to chase your dream. I mean, we should always chase our dream and never leave them aside, Whether it is acting, whether it is directing, whether it is learning a musical instrument, wanting to play in a band, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you are creative and you have these good vibes, I think that it's a matter of time that until your hobby becomes side hustle and then becomes your regular job. So I think that we shouldn't focus on getting money about what we do, but we should focus on being creative, and then money will come naturally. Yeah.
Very Mediterranean attitude.
If you say so.
I think that's why all the Germans love the Mediterranean countries, because they're just like, the process is what brings me happiness,
Isn't it?
Huh?
Isn't it? I mean,
It is.
now
No, you're completely right.
Yeah, I've only played in 3 movies, 4. It's also a Greek movie, and I'm feeling okay already.
Yeah.
Because if I want to chase it, then I know that it will happen. I don't know how, but it's like a feeling. And when I had these feelings in my life before, they always come true. When you Germans come to Greece, you know what I want. I really want to get into a German person's mind. When you sit in a Greek, okay, maybe you can answer to me this. Maybe. So now I have a question. So you're sitting in a Greek tavern,
Okay.
and you and one friend or your girl, and you order 3 plates. One main dish for you, one main dish for your girl, and one salad in the middle, okay? And then right next to you is a Greek couple, and they order main plates, one of each, and they order tzatziki, they order salad, a second salad, potato and stuff, and the next, and you see on the table there are like maybe 10 dishes. What comes to your mind?
Yeah, no, Germans are very, very efficient. Stereotype's true. So we would think it's wasteful if you're not eating it.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm always
isn't
hungry, so I'd be like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, you can't tell by your. You seem very slim. Yeah.
Yeah, it won't stay. It won't stay on me.
Okay.
But yeah, no. I think most German people would think it's very wasteful and give you like a side eye.
Okay.
Maybe if you're not eating it. If you're eating everything, they'll
Okay.
be like,
Then maybe you think, okay, I listen to them talking in Greek, so it's like they talk about crisis, economic crisis and stuff. How are they paying for all this? Maybe you think also.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you do.
No, I mean they'll they'll be like,
Yeah.
what
It's
is
like
going on?
why waste all
Why
this
are we
money in
wasting
all this
it?
food that you're not going to eat? You know.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
economy.
Last time I went
Wirtschaft.
out with a friend, we were two people, me and him, and we had so many dishes. He wanted them, and I'm saying, relax, man. And it's like we paid almost 100 euros. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, which in Greece is a lot if you are just two people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regular would be like 15 to 20 euros per person. And you don't want to eat more, really.
I think people live more in the moment in Greece, and the kind of this Mediterranean thing I mentioned is overall. I mean, might not be a perfect example of what you just said, but people are just like there to enjoy and be there in the moment. And culturally, you're not necessarily instantly going, this is going to be, wasteful, but this is what is happening right now. And I really appreciate that about Greece and Spain, and the people are enjoying the process.
Yeah, they're more outgoing also, and it has its drawbacks and it has its upsides. Yeah, I enjoy living there because the weather is mostly good. But if you want to chase a dream, it's not that you will find so many people that are in the same process. They have just a regular job. When they finish their job, they go out for a walk or for a coffee or for a drink. And it's like that. It's very relaxing and stuff, but it's not like you will find people that think the same way you do.
It's one of the reasons I moved to LA. I originally lived in Portland, Oregon, about 7-8 months ago. Can't count anymore already. But everybody had that 9 to 5. Like even
in Portland,
a lot of people wanted in Portland.
In
Portland, everybody wanted to they of course wanted to I would like to do acting. I would like to do filmmaking, but this retail job is I know it will guarantee to get me money.
Yeah.
And
also it gets you all your energy, but you think it's a good deal.
And you do that whole day.
For me it's not.
And it's like, yes, you make that money, but then it sucks all your soul out, where you're just, all you can really do is
drains your energy.
Go out, maybe have a drink, or just go on sit on the couch and watch a few some TV shows until you doze off and do it all again.
Yeah.
And it's such
maybe
a powerful.
Maybe in the weekend you just go out for a drink.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I mean that's all you have.
And you just want to relax from all this pushing yourself through the weekdays. Yeah. So you just want to really go and relax and have a drink. But I couldn't follow this mentality. And also when I was starting YouTube, and I was already saying that I will make it as a profession, and my friends back then told me, you know what, just get a regular job.
Yeah.
You have your security, your insurance, stuff like that. And in the beginning, when I said what I want to do, I want to be a freelancer, I want to do YouTube, I want to do other stuff, I found, even friends, of course parents, their fears of going into the unknown, they were projected onto me. But I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah. And related to that, no, we can fucking say whatever shit we want.
Nice. Fuck.
But yeah, do y'all do Thanksgiving? Is that a thing in Greece? Thanksgiving?
No, but I know it's in the US.
Yeah,
because of the movies.
Family gathering.
When is it? Which month?
It's November, and last Thursday, I think, of November.
Last Thursday. Where we do last Friday, we have Black Friday. I think we got this from the US also, yeah. And we also lately we have Halloween, which we never used to have. But last 3 years, 4, it's becoming a trend in Greece
Yeah.
also. Yeah.
And I've
Sorry,
had to,
you were saying.
every Thanksgiving, especially while I was doing college and then right after graduating college, I would tell my extended family, like, oh yeah, I'm getting into filmmaking, or I'm spending all this money on college tuition to get into filmmaking. And they're like, well,
What?
I mean, you can also try being a lawyer, or
Yeah. Or maybe a doctor.
yeah, and they were always like, good luck with that. And now it's kind of funny, like I don't feel like I've completely made it, but it's cool. This Thanksgiving this year was the first time where I came back directly from a project. Both Jannik and I were on set decorating projects.
Okay, and how were
for a reality TV show.
How did they? How were they?
It was the same people, and they were like, "Oh, that's so cool! Like, oh, you're so
Yeah,
successful." And it's like, you were the douchebag 2 years ago that told me that. Like,
Yeah, but now
I
I'm
should
seeing
switch
the
jobs.
results, so now I can say that you did something with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, people have to see the results, you know. Like if you go there with a fancy car, then you're supposed to be
Some big shot.
yeah. So now this is a result of what you do. So now what you do, they respect it.
Some piece of advice that you might want to kind of express to our listeners is how did you get out of that 9 to 5 mentality, that idea that I need to be working? How did, in your mind, was it just never an option?
As many times as I tried to think of it as an option, I felt like I could never bear to have such a life. So I have tried many 9 to 5 jobs, but only for a short amount of time. Like the maximum was for 1 year. Also some jobs for 6 months, for 2 months, for 1 month. And I was also working as a DJ at night. And then at first, I was thinking, I'm not happy. Why is that? I don't like what I do. What's that I do? This 9 to 5 job. Okay, what can I do then? So I raised some money from working double jobs. I mean, in the morning being in a company, at night being a DJ. And then when I thought it was the right time, I left the morning job. So I only had the night job. And I also started having more time, of course. And I also started YouTube, because I have a channel that I get revenue from my YouTube channel. And so now I had DJ and I had the YouTube. But for the first year, I made videos every week, and I didn't get paid at all from YouTube, because first you have to build up your audience and things like that. And I was supporting myself through the night job. And then YouTube started giving revenue. And then the DJ went from 5 nights, it went from 5 to 2 or 3 nights. It's a correct balance. You leave something and you give your attention to something else. And when it's like a scale. Yeah. The one goes down, the other goes up. Yeah, now it's all of a sudden, starting in movies, you get some extra money. Okay, it's cool to have that. And we'll see how it goes from there. For every person it's different, and I think that no one can tell you, and no one should tell you what you are supposed to be doing. No one. Only your instinct.
They'll definitely try.
Yeah, they will. And many times.
I appreciate talking with you, and I guess just if you have any final thoughts for our listeners of like final things you would want to tell someone who's wanting to pursue some kind of career that follows the line of what you're doing now.
I think that the best thing I want to say that comes to mind is that everyone should follow their dreams and not be afraid to do so. Not let fear guide them, but let their creative side, they're supposed to say let love guide you. Let your creative side be relaxed, everything will work around. And whenever I think, okay, let's say, what's the worst scenario that can happen? Let's say that I never become an actor. Okay, sure, no problem. I can be famous at least in my country through my YouTube. If I continue making videos, okay, maybe then I play in Greek productions. So if you know the worst case scenario, what's the worst case? What's the worst thing that can happen? It's this. Okay, so if it happens, it's not that bad. I will still live, I will still survive, I will have a place to stay. So if you think, it helps me if I think like this, not to be afraid.
Yeah.
So if you're not afraid, you try things and you try it with ease. And things get along, things go well. So if you don't let fear guide you, it's very important, because all the news, they're trying to get you into fear mode, and the situation we're supposed to be, that it's not a safe world. I don't think that's the case. I think as we get along, it's safer and safer. It's just that there are so many distractions, and on the internet, so many news about the bad stuff, because they want to get into this fear of yours. So that's why so stop watching the news. I haven't watched television for 2 or 3 years. Yeah, and also on the internet, I never Google the news. Maybe a friend of me telling me, hey, you learned about what happened there? I'm saying, where? And they tell me, you really don't know? It's like, no, I don't know, because I don't know about this stuff. So life is cool. It's a safe place to be here on Earth, to follow your dreams and do it with love, do it with dedication, and everything will work out.
Yeah.
Let fear aside.
And I think it's worth mentioning that success is, people usually think this success is like this uphill incline where you're just always succeeding, but a true success is going to go up and down, left and right, and it's not going to be constantly progression. It's going to it's going to go all different
maybe
directions.
It's progressing in you play, like me being an actor. Let's say that I participate in movies and more and bigger roles, but maybe my psychological situation is not the best. One time you are feeling happy, then you are not feeling so happy, then you are feeling unhappy. It's like this. Yeah. So, okay, we are people. We have these feelings, Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, but you keep going anyway. Yeah. And if you're feeling down, try something. Maybe you go for a run. You will see that in 10 minutes you will be feeling happy again. There are things to do when you're down, not just stay in your bed and be depressive. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Be active. Go out for a walk even if you don't feel like it.
Well, I appreciate you coming here and saying what you said. It's a lot of valuable stuff, and we're excited to see where your future lines up, where the stars align for you.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed this time with you and this interview.
Yeah, thank you also for just spontaneously jumping on this. Part of our spontaneous adventure here. And
it's really nice to be spontaneous and you see, it was really fun,
Yeah.
Super nice talking to Thanos.
Very different vibe, very calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that he wants to go places, and I can see a lot of potential with the places he's going to go.
Yeah.
But it's so nice to have someone with that energy of like, I'm just going to take it one step at a time.
Film is like an overwhelming, except for Jeff Bridges, an overwhelming like ADHD Coke energy. Anybody ever talks about film, it's like, yes, I can't wait to make this project and blah, blah, blah. And he's like the antithesis of that. So definitely a change of pace if you're listening from LA.
Yeah, it's just nice just to hear, and I hope that we get to do that more often, hearing other people, other industries and other parts of the world, because like we're all doing the same thing. We're all making film, we're all making art, whatever that may be, but the ideology and the culture behind it is just so drastically different. Even just talking to different people in LA, everybody has a different mindset of how to do the same thing.
Yeah, and this feels kind of like an extreme version of that, because totally different. Yeah, and I thought it was also kind of interesting hearing his thoughts on, Greek is kind of this Greece has a very deep like theater and arts history. So kind of getting his thoughts on that contrasted to LA, which is like, I don't know what I'm saying. Well, I know what I'm trying to say, but trying to say it in a good way. Greek is like the epicenter of theater and where all that stuff came from. So getting to talk to somebody and kind of seeing what that is like today, I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, we're already faded.
Oh, that's right.